till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on the Sports Money Network. Happy Monday to one and all. It's February 9th, and got yourself a pretty decent week ahead. I don't know what's going on with my, it seems like it's always something. Is it always something? It really does seem like that. I don't know why we're banging and glitching like this here. Not even moving. Let me try this. Let's try this. Get it set up. That's what happens. You take off the Super Bowl and everything falls to the wayside. But we are here. We are ready to attack this week here, the second week of February. Friday, February the 13th is on deck. I saw that as I was putting the schedule together, and I thought, oh boy. I don't know if you guys are superstitious. You know I am. So I don't know what we're going to do about that one. Certainly going to bet. Just going to have to get creative. Trying to get the backdoor cover. Tickety, tickety, tock. San Francisco, PA is trying to run the clock. Actually, that's not true. I think Chicago State's trying to run the clock. Man, I gave that out at halftime, plus 3.5 over on winnable. They were down 3. This line widened to like 15. They were down 20. Excuse me. They were down 20 points at one point, and I still got a plus 10.5 live. Unbelievable. Come on, boys. Close the, well, at this point, let's just shut her down. Let's just end this game. It's okay. It's all set. Speaking of ending the game, Seahawks smashed last night. If you didn't know, now you know. Big winner. Big winner. Now, listen. I believe in the teaching a person how to fish, not just going out there and giving them dinner. So we talked about metrics this year, including strength of schedule, including DVOA and the hybrid stat that is. And so it's only right that it came to fruition here last night. Now, what's impressive is there were 3 touchdowns scored, 1 by the defense and 1 by each of the sides. I gave it all 3 of them. That's 100% in touchdown props. And I didn't give anybody else out on touchdown props. So it's not like it was one of those things where I sprayed the board. 3 for 3. Jumped into the Ramon Scott show and gave you guys the defensive touchdown out there. And by the way, why not AJ Barner to get the first touchdown? Cash that one as well. So very, very, very good day to finish off the NFL. I was thinking, it's just funny how it works, isn't it? This is where you got to, it's a sprint and a marathon. Remember I said I had this boss that used to say, oh, it's a sprint and a marathon. Like, how stupid does that sound? It is, though. It really is, because even like with the NHL, I was getting pretty upset about the way some of it was going down. Overtime games and teams blowing leads at the end, right? All that nonsense. And then we just fucking fired right back before the Olympics. 3 straight winning days. I think we swept the goddamn board for 3 days in a row in the NHL. And not just one play here, one play there, like 4, 5, 6 play cards. And that's how I felt about the NFL going into yesterday's game. I was like, man, with all these favorites winning in these divisional rounds, conference rounds, like, really? But it all came together. We had the first half under, first quarter under, parlayed the Seahawks with the under, teased the Seahawks with the under. It was just a good day. Had a couple player props that cashed out there. The big ones didn't get there. You know, like I had a 0.15, an eighth of a unit on Drake May to get the most rushing yards. All right. I mean, who saw Kenneth Walker going out there doing what Kenneth Walker does? So anyhow, that was a fun Super Bowl Bad Bunny performance. Bad Rabbit. I'm friends with lots of rabbits. Oh man, that was something. I don't understand the word he said. I can't believe it's true. I can't believe it's true. I heard somebody translate it, I guess. And I don't know if it seems like it's some satire. I mean, we're talking about taking girls to a house and taking them to the VIP. I don't know. It just sounds a little basic to me. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what makes it so good. You don't want to, when you're sitting around drinking rum on the beaches of Puerto Rico, the last thing you want to think about is, I don't know, complex lyrics. I'm just waiting, you guys. I'm waiting here. 10 seconds left in the St. Francis, PA, Chicago State game. So I want to get this thing home. Also, Navy, Bucknell have popped off. Xavier and St. John's. I don't have an official play in that game. I would lean you to the Xavier side of things here. I know we've heard about the Rick Pitino game and so on and so forth, but that's a pretty big win the other day for St. John's against UConn. So 15.5 points just felt like a few too many. Nor do I have action in Jackson State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. So I am waiting here. I've got the 3.5 in the St. Francis PA game. And there looks like there's about 10 seconds left. I feel like I'm perpetually sweating. It feels like it's because I'm always gambling, I guess. All right, there's a free throw. Missed this next one. All right. We'll keep our eyes on that. We're going to talk about 3 college hoops games. You know what would be catastrophic here is a 3 to tie it up and going into overtime. I'm not sure that. And he did go for a 3. What a fuck. TikTok. What a fuck. Ahmad Harrison. 25-foot 3-point jumper, and he blows it with 1 second left. Are they going to follow the guy too? I mean, you kind of have. Do you have to with 1 second left? What's the point? And it was Corey Sands that picks up the defensive rebound. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Oh, they did follow him. Oh, fuck. What for? Zion Russell, you giant piece of shit. Why would you follow the guy? You're down 3 with a second. What a fucking asshole. Are you kidding me? And Corey Sands makes 1 of 2. Fucking scumbag. Well, at least cash plus 10.5. All right, so we're going to talk Texas Southern and Bethune-Cookman, NC State, and Louisville. And Corey Sands makes his second free throw, and now there's no time left. You fucking idiots. That's what. All right, you guys know the deal. I'm a hockey guy through and through. And that's why I just don't like the sport of basketball because of that right there. Not because I lost it. I mean, yeah, it sucks that I lost the bet. It'd be a lot better if I won the bet, but that fouling bullshit. It's such a fucking sloppy game, basketball, all around. Like the subbing in and out process is just too congested. It's not very fluid. The fucking fouling at the end with 1 second when you're down. I mean, you're going to be down 2 baskets with 1 second, stupid. It's math. What are you doing? And then it's just like that automatic, not to mention what the NBA's done with fucking load management. And that being said, we're going to talk about 3 games in the NBA. The Pistons and the Hornets, the Thunder and the Lakers, and the Sixers and the Blazers. I'll tell you what, if you had a Chicago State ticket, punch it out and shut your day down. You got lucky on this one here. So shout out to anybody that did. And if you cashed the live bets, good stuff. So in that case, it's a smaller card. Fired up. Just like I said, came off of a just a big weekend. Big UFC card again. 2 in a row. 3 of 4, I think, just firing on the UFC as well. And parlays at the end of the night there. Co-main event goes decision, and then the main event Just give me the winner. Just give me Batista. Love it. Love to see that kind of money coming through here. We're going to keep doing that. And, of course, my guy, Mickey the Mac Daddy, and I fired away with the Betting the Board show. Now, look, last Saturday, we were getting it set up to dual stream. So a little technical difficulties when you're under the gun. It's no fun when you have to think about what your password is. So we now have the Hitting the Books channel teed up and set up, ready to roll and dual stream this week. So we will pop off Saturday at 11 a.m. No UFC. It's Valentine's Day. Friday's the 13th. That means February 14th has to be Saturday. So it is Valentine's Day. You will still get the morning steam. You will still get Betting the Board. You will not get any UFC, which sucks because that's how I pay my bills. But anyhow, should be a fun weekend in any event. We have Team USA kicking off against Latvia on Thursday. I looked at it already. Latvia's team is an absolute joke. And I know that the USA likes to start slow. So I was kind of thinking the first period under 1.5 goals, but I really like the -3.5. And I think it's -140. So I think you're going to have to take that now. Because I expect it'll probably be 180 by the time you're going to have to lay 4 goals at $1.80. It's a tough formula to win. So that's a little look ahead spot for Thursday. Of course, the women hockey are playing right now. I saw USA doing their thing. I saw Canada doing their thing. So there's that one girl from, where's she from? Minnesota. That one's on the old list. Anyways, you guys, I hope you're ready to go. I am as well. We'll fire through these 6 plays I've got for you guys. And only thing I ask you to do in return is smack the thumbs up button. Show some support. Help the squad continue to grow the brand. We've got some really great games tonight. They're scattered around the fellas here with Winnable. You can find my Winnable program. I've got 9 plays over on Winnable. A couple of them I'm going to share here. I've got a best bet play of the day over on Instagram and TikTok. But right here, Resident Sports Money Network premier flagship show, getting ready to go before we bust off this final card, and we will zip through these 6 plays and get you guys up out of here. And again, all I ask you to do, smash the thumbs up button. So you guys have probably heard everyone giving their takes all day. I mean, God damn, I can only imagine terrestrial radio just talking nonstop, dribble and drool about the Super Bowl. So you've heard all that. What I want to know is, true or false, Stefan Diggs really showed up to the hotel with Cardi B's best friend. Was that true? Because it looks like they broke up. That's what I want to know about. Is that true? I heard that Cardi B left the Super Bowl early, and I don't know if it was because of Diggs' baby mama having front row seats. I'm not sure. But I know that they paid a $1.2 million fee for a Super Bowl party, and then neither one of them showed up. So, I guess when you got money to burn, you got money to churn. So that being said, the other thing I wanted to share with all of you guys that fell in love with the New England bandwagon this year. Now listen, don't shoot the messenger. It's just a fact. And sometimes guys get upset about the facts because they're like, well, listen, no quarterback who's lost the Super Bowl in his second year has ever returned to the Super Bowl. It's fact. It's over. There is a guy that fits that mold this year. Take a guess who it was. He's the guy that I had to throw an interception. Drake May. So, no quarterback. I'll say it again. No quarterback to lose the Super Bowl in year 2 has ever gone on to the Super Bowl again. It's not too early to pontificate what could happen for 2026. I saw the first 2 hottest 2 teams, most 2 bet team, most popular team. I don't know what the term is when it's the day after the Super Bowl, but it's the asshole bet. unless you're just rolling it over because you just won the Patriots to win the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl this year. But the top two teams to win the Super Bowl next year: Seattle Seahawks, Buffalo Bills. And I just told you, New England ain't going back to the Super Bowl, so Buffalo could be alive. But I was trying to analyze the colors from Super Bowl 61. I mean, honestly, to me, and it's crazy as this sounds, don't those look like Tampa Bay versus Miami Dolphins colors? That looked a little bit like that to me. Anyhow, you guys, let's get to work. Appreciate everybody that's here tuning in. I see Blake M's here. I see Drew's in the house. Just take us to the window. He's got Xavier morning, and now line is moving against him. 16 plus. Now I got 14 plus. JW's here. Pat did not smash, says JW. Sure, we won't see Nasty Nate today, but hey, it was an admirable season. I mean, if you play a bunch of bags of shit all year long, you got a good shot to get to the Super Bowl. Drew says Xavier line is what he meant to say. I figured that. It says after the Super Bowl, I immediately remember the Patriots lost to the Raiders early on. F.B. Gotti says whoever had the Trevion Henderson play for 19.5 rushing yards, trailed 9, pissed the fuck off. Dude, you want to know what pissed me off? I had it. It was, let's see. Let's see if I can find. I can't. St. Francis not covering that 3.5 pisses me off. Long story short, I don't even need to look it up. Here, I'll look it up. I'm here now. The game score was end of the third quarter, and it was what? 12-0? Something like that? 12-0? Sound about right? Yeah, 12-0. Now, I had two guys to score plus the defense to score. I had a same game parlay. I used my boost on it. It was 16-1. Seahawks to win the first half. Seahawks to win the game. The under 45.5. And Ramondre Stevenson to score a touchdown. I ran a quick cost analysis. I looked at the fact that this fucking Patriots couldn't move past the first down marker at all. And so I cashed out $250 to pick up $310. And it could have been what? $250 to win 6,000 or something like that, 5,500, something like that. And then the very next fucking drive, Ramondre Stevenson scores a touchdown. No, I mean, don't feel bad for me. I cashed some parlay tickets where I had both these guys to score touchdowns anyway. So there was still good money to be made there. But dude, that made me sick. I remember texting Shark. I was like, dude, if Stevenson scores here, I'm done. I don't really know what I'm done meant. It just, 9 legacies here. He's ready to go. He's got the paid in full parlay. UYW on the spread. Texas Southern under spread. Florida A&M under spread. Drake spread. Okay. 9 legacy. We will root you on. Nicholas Handy's here. Gerald Jones. Best bets Belmont -1. For Gerald Jones. Peter Gracia's here. Good call. Seattle. Nasty defense. Yes, sir. It was good to cash the last game. You know? The Eagles were in the Super Bowl a year ago, so I cashed the last game there too. But it's always good to cash the last. By the way, I believe we're net 41 units on the NFL this season. So not bad. Not another good year in the books. I got to finalize a couple things on the numbers, but yeah, looks like another strong year in the NFL. So we'll take it. We'll run with it. Blake M got hooked on Chicago State. Says, oh, well, my bad. Didn't realize my screen. I hit Chicago State after all. Thank goodness. Blake says, took Xavier 16.5. Feels like a sweat show coming. Stop Gio says, good luck, my fellow scumbags. Gerald Jones is my Dolphin. Dan Marino, one of the QBs. Is he really? The year 2 quarterback? Is he? Huh. And I just said maybe the Dolphins in Tampa Bay this year. And the Great says, good afternoon, Mikey in chat. Drew, Mikey, are you on 7.5 with NC State? I am not. I have a total in that game for you guys. Kelly V's here. Milwaukee over Orlando today and tomorrow, same venue. The Orlando teaser. J Dub says all the Drake made bets won. LALV only lost 1 bet, but cashed my other 5 on the game. J Dub says lost on my Pats money line bets. Futon Bet says Arizona money line. Sup Futon Bet. Stop Geo says Kings Devin Carter over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He had 26 last game with 25 minutes played. He's hit this in 3 of his last 3. Starting 5 out for the Kings. He should see 20 plus minutes. All right. Gerald Jones says, yes, second year QB. That stinks. It's a fact. It's a trend. Now there's 3 guys, I believe. Are the 3 guys that qualified this year? Or so far, there's 3 active players. I'll have to do some research. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl his second year? Does that sound right? Brock Purdy and Drake May. Those seem to be the 3 active QBs to lose a Super Bowl in their second season. Burrow, Purdy, and May. Burrow doesn't even want to play the game anymore. Purdy's a pussy. I don't know about May. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not ready to write off the Patriots just yet, but that was pretty bad. Kind of makes you wonder what you saw with that Denver game. Was that just more of a reflection of, I mean, I thought it might have been the wind. I discounted it a little bit for the elements and the weather. Jerry Davis says, anybody else see 2 drives of May and immediately start smashing? Well, I did tell you, he thought he was hurt. I told you guys on that breakdown video, I thought he had the shoulder injury. All right, let's go. Let's fire through this thing. Let's get to this Monday. Let's talk Texas Southern. Let's talk Bethune-Cookman here. Kind of some ugly spots that I jumped in here. You guys know the deal. I don't like them pretty games. I like them to have a little chalk around them. I like them to have a little mess on the sides of them there to get me excited about these games. And Bethune-Cookman did meet the mustard. 7.5 are the number. They have not moved. And you've got 54% of the bets with 45% of the cash on Texas Southern. Now the totals come up 3 points. 47% of the bets and 44% of the cash are on the under. It has gone up 3 points. So there's reverse line movement to the over. Texas Southern 7-14. And you know, I guess when it comes down to it, they're one of those kind of models that we look for. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And they're kind of, you know, you're playing in scumbag division to begin with here. So it doesn't say a lot, but Bethune-Cookman's beating teams up. I mean, they're beasting them. They're 3-2 their last 5 against the spread. They're coming off a non-cover on top of that for us. So always try to find those positions where we can either buy low on our team or sell high on the others. And when I looked at it, I broke it down. I saw that it's Bethune-Cookman that I want to get involved with here. I will lay the 7.5. I am not scared. The predominant factor for me is I looked at this and I found a giant offer. And it's an 0 for 17. If they're a dog of more than 1.5 against a team that averages over 10.1 turnovers and allows less than 37.2% 3-point shooting. That is Bethune-Cookman. So you've got the better team in the conference. I told you they're just winning on everything. And they're playing good ball. They're averaging a double-digit turnover, which should lead to fast break points. And they hold teams to less than 37% from the 3. All great metrics when you're trying to check the box and try to find a nice little trend to take advantage of out there. And it's Bethune-Cookman. It's minus 7.5. And it's no sweat, no worry for me as I try to get involved with that game. So that's how we'll kick the card off with a little Bethune-Cookman here on a Monday, a sleepy little Monday. LALV says the Patriots got exposed. Jerry Davis has made just choked. You should see on his face, moment too big for him. Yeah, young guy. I mean, you know, the thing about, you got to think about it. It's easy to say in hindsight, right? In hindsight, it's always 2020 in hindsight. What did it matter for Sam Darnold? I was actually laughing at one point watching that game. I was like, I remember this dude was on the Jets. He's played on 5 teams in 8 seasons. That dude was the epitome of free rolling. Like, hey, what does it matter? I'm in the Super Bowl. And he wasn't. So, well, no, Nasty Nate. If we had the easiest schedule in the league, the Eagles would have been there. I mean, that's all. That's all. Jerry Davis says Bethune's best player may be out again. But I think that stuff's all baked in the line, Jerry. I think this line should probably be 11.5. So I hear it, but I still think it's baked in. Like when we see these numbers, they're already accounting for them, in my estimation. So that's why I don't care much about the injury side of things here. And you'll hear that with me with regards to the Lakers. Spoiler alert. NC State and Louisville. Somebody had asked me about this game, and I believe if I was going to get involved on a side, I would concur with our friend of the program, Connor Mac Daddy, with this NC State side of things. Problem I have is every time I buy into NC State, I end up taking disappointment on the chin and then saying, why don't you know better than this? 71% of the bets and 80% of the cash are on the NC State side. It's gone from 5.5 to 7.5. So there are 2 points of movement against NC State. That is reverse line movement. And the totals come down a point from 162.5 to 161.5. And that's the spot that I attacked. I took the under. Getting involved in this game here. I mean, look, what a glorious, we have intersecting zeros on an under in a top 25 ranked game. Louisville comes in 7-0 to the under when they're at home off a spread loss and they had more than 10 turnovers. Pretty straightforward. Love it. No more than 3 criteria. Keeps us in the wheelhouse of realm of possibility. Then you look at NC State and they're 7-0 to the under. If they're more than a 2.5 point dog, and they had more than 8 threes the previous game. So I don't want to say they shot the lights out. I mean, over 8 threes. Well, I couldn't do it. It's not shooting the lights out. But at the same time, you look at it and kind of say, well, basically what this tells me is you got a team that's just not coming in expecting to do it again. And that's NC State. And that's why I can't get behind NC State. So while I think that if I was going to play, if you gave me the proverbial free play on the side, probably would be NC State, but I took the under and I got 161.5. That's a lofty ass number, low vig on that thing as well to get involved in that game. So I know they both like to run pace, but I know we've got the buy low situation when it comes to that NC State side. So that's what I want to do. Let's go. FB Gotti says Jerry Davis saw it during the playoff run. Thought they'd cover to make it interesting. Didn't expect a beatdown. Dude. I mean, can we argue the Oakland Raiders could have probably put up more points in the first 3 quarters? Can we argue that? I mean, we guess we'll never know. But come on. Come on. 0 points. The only good thing that Vrabel has is a full member. He didn't have to cut off 1 inch, 3 inches, 6 inches, or any inches to that thing out there. He gets to keep it all intact. And I talked about this game here on the free play video. I've got a side and a total for this game. I'm going to tell you this, though. I'm going to circle back, and I'm adding a unit. So this will be one of them rarity little 2-unit spots that I get involved with here pre-flop. Now, live's a different story, right? We all know that live betting is a separate animal. But you got a number 9 and a number 1, and they are battling tonight. You've got no movement on the side. Well, here's the deal. The line opened at plus 2.5 for Kansas. 62% of the bets and 62% of the cash are on Arizona, the number 1 team in the land, 23-0 Arizona. And the line moved against it. It went to plus 1.5. But now, after everybody gets out of work, they're starting to bet on Arizona and starting to see the line move that way. That's how I read that line. So my inkling tells me sharp betting was coming in, popping away on this Kansas side of things. This total's gone up 7 points. It was 147.5. It's 155.5. 4.5. And you have 62% of the bets and 57% of the cash. Here's the only thing I can correlate this movement to is that they're expecting Arizona to come out here and run through these boys. And now you might say, well, yeah, but isn't it dogs and overs that kind of tie together? Sure, it is. But the reason that I kind of say that from expecting Arizona to get it done perspective is because of how Arizona plays ball. When they get moving, points in the paint, they like to shoot. I mean, look at this team overall from a offensive perspective wants to run. They want to run the ball. They rank 15th in the Big 12 in 3-point shooting during conference play. That ain't going to get it done. But they score a ton in the paint. That's their key. That's their match. And that's why I could see the total moving up. But I don't think that's the way this game goes down. Two things. If you look at the player-by-player analysis, points, rebounds, free throws, assists, all the guys with size and all the guys with higher qualitative numbers fall on the Kansas side of things. Go look it up. It's a 5-point differential in points per game on the star shooter. It's a 2-point differential in assists per game. And so you've got one of the best shot blockers on top of that. And Bidunga, defensive big. And where I like this Kansas team is that their freshmen are starting to contribute. Bryson Tiller, size in the paint. So all those things kind of factor together for me. I don't expect this to be an Arizona game. Hint, hint, spoiler alert, if you're going to go watch the free play video. And I think that Kansas's defense, I also discounted a little bit who I think Arizona's kind of played. Not so much who they've played, but where they've played them. Like they had some softballs and they played them on their home court. So point differential is a little bit skewed on the Arizona side of things. And look, I think that Arizona can show that they're vulnerable. They got 71 points against UConn, 68 points against San Diego State. They won, but scoring and offensive production down. Now you bring in an elite Kansas defense. The Wildcats lead in 3-point shooting, 2-point shooting, and defensive rebounding. They should be able to slow this game down as well. So collectively, I put all those pieces together and said, I got the under. I doubled down on this under. Kansas 26-0 to the under. If they're coming off a spread loss, shot less than 55% and had less than 11 turnovers. 3. The law of threes in that little breakdown and analysis there. 8-0 when they're coming in with at least a day's rest against a team on a 3-game winning streak. That is Arizona. And then Arizona's coming in 10-0 to the under. When they're in the favorite role, they're playing a ranked opponent, 3 or more game winning streak. Oh, check. And I think that what happened is Arizona got hot early. I think that as things shifted, Kansas in the last 3 weeks have picked it up. And I like Kansas to win this game outright. I like Kansas in the under in this game here. I got 153.5. So now you know. Now you got them. And that's the way I'm going to get paid here. Blake M says, heard Max Crosby not playing for the Raiders no more. Ain't going to play no more. That is a unconfirmed rumor. Apparently he did share that with Tom Brady. Told Tom Brady he has no intention of playing again, which I kind of get. They shut him down. They sat his ass on the bench. And then he was out there doing trampolines and slam dunking basketballs and everything. I mean, clearly, there's a little bit of a problem going on with those two, with them squads and players and personnel, the management and the front office. So anyhow, let's go. We got 3 games in the NBA. We'll keep moving at a brisk pace. Get to talk. I wanted to talk a little Super Bowl, but I didn't want to bore it up with how shitty the game was or how you couldn't understand Bad Bunny. I wanted to talk about Cardi B blowing $1.2 million. I wanted to talk about how Drake May will never go back to another Super Bowl. Those are the things that I wanted to talk about. I was really happy about that last one. DraftKings Peter Grassi says under 154.5. Bo Jackson says the NBA picks Pistons, Golden State Warriors, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. LALV says he wants money like always. Trade his ass. Trade him. Trade his ass right fucking now. The Pistons and the Hornets come in. This line opened at 3. It sat at 3 for the majority of the morning, and right around lunchtime, it went down to 2.5. So as I read this, that's a sharp move. Meaning, whether it wins or loses, it was a sharp better, right? Because you got to look at it. When they kind of open up those overnight lines, generally, they've got limits, right? I was limited to the side of my cheek. But at noon, usually around noon, that's when they'll pull the limits down. And that's when you'll see like the syndicate bettors and things like that come in there and put a backpack of money down because there's no limits, or their limits have been raised significantly. And then you get this late rush here, which is like either people trying to buy the other side if it's been significant enough movement, or just, Joe Public coming in here being stupid. And so when this thing moved around noon to the Hornets, to me, that said it was a sharp bet. 51% of the bets, 49% of the cash. So you got to kind of read into it a little bit more when you see that it's coin flippy. You're not getting much tell from the cash flow splits. Now, 68% of the bets and 70% of the cash are on the Pistons on the money line. I think this is a wrong team favored situation here. The Hornets have been running hot. Why would you get in the way of a winning streak here? Now, if you haven't been on the winning streak in the first place, okay, I kind of get it. You are where you are here, but at 25-28, what we know about the Pistons is they play down offensively to bad opponents. You want to fade a playoff team that's playing against a shit team off a road game. That's the one that we've talked about before. That got a bunch of people chapped up when I called them a shit team, but shit team is defined by below 500. Playoff teams don't care about those. This is part of the new NBA style. 76-39 in those spots if you fade on a team like the Pistons. And so it doesn't take much to get me to go there. But look, Hornets, home dogs at a rest disadvantage. There's our 3. 5-1 in the Hornet side of things here. So I think the under is a good play. I think this is getting to be too many points. I also really like this Charlotte Hornets side of things here. Wrong team favored. Take the 3, take the 2.5. It's not, I don't know that it's financially viable here on the money line. It should be a tight game. It shouldn't be a blowout. The line suggests that. And you're catching plus 118s to 120s in the Charlotte Hornets money line. So that's your risk reward. I mean, if it was me, and it's crazy as this sounds, if I was going to play the money line, I would parlay this money line with like Kansas money line. Because you're still getting the 2.5 points in your back pocket. So if it does come down to a single bucket, you're still in business, but I expect those teams to get the win. I think they will continue to find a way. And this is where I told you guys earlier, I don't care about the injury to some degree. I've said this before, but like you guys remember, like just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we used to watch some shows and some of these dummies would come on and be like, well, I can't give you anything official. I got to wait until, 5 minutes before the game starts so I can see the lineup. Like that's just old school thinking. That's not conducive to making money long-term because you're reacting to shit that's already known out there in the marketplace. So you can't fall under that umbrella. What you have to recognize is that these Vegas partners, these books, these sports books know before we do. And so they bake it into the line. And then you have to determine when that line movement takes place, was it worth it? Like we did this all season long. I don't know if anybody did it better than me in the NFL. Quarterback comes out, and what's the initial reaction? Oh, he's out. I got to fade this team now. No. Every time that we saw quarterbacks get taken out, we jumped back in on that team because those quarterbacks weren't producing at the clip that we recognize the name on their back of their jersey to provide for us. And so I kind of tie that to the NBA now, where I look at it and think about how these games, when Steph Curry's out and everyone's freaking out going, oh shit, we got to take the other side. Well, Steph Curry's getting old. He's not the same Steph Curry as old. And so when they move the line 2 points, they're already factoring that into the lineup. That's all I think about that. But looking at this OKC and Lakers game here, yeah, revenge opportunity, and yeah, beat up roster for this Lakers side of things. It's gone from 2.5 to 7.5 because of the roster uncertainty. 81% of the bet, 76% of the cash have come in on the Lakers, but it's kind of irrelevant. The totals come down 7 points from 228.5 to 221.5. Monster movement to the under. Again, is that we know that the unders have been predominantly free since January 1st in the NBA. I was one of the guys to talk to you guys about that around the second and third week of January. Lakers have won 3 in a row. OKC have lost 2 in a row. So I think the opportunity for us in this game is to take the Lakers. And maybe this could be one of those money line parlays that you stuff somewhere else too. And you're going to come back to it and say, oh, these guys are injured. I know. I got it. But there are injuries on both sides. And so if you look at kind of the way the game profiles, they played already. OKC fed them their lunch. Well, with all fairness, OKC had SGA. SGA put up a 30-pack on them boys. So outside of SGA, if you look at how the game went down, the Lakers held every OKC starter to 14 points or less. And only one guy got 14. Everybody else was on the less. And that guy was AJ Mitchell, who's not playing tonight. So 44 of the beatdown points you threw out there on these Lakers the last time you played them are out of the lineup. Arguably 2 of the biggest guys on the team. And what do you get from the Lakers? You get Austin Reeves back. That's a big step up. They beat teams already that are playing pretty hot right now, like the 76ers. Joel Embiid was back. 6.5, 7.5 is too many points. I do think these guys get the job done on the money line. I know Luka. You're going to tell me Luka's out. I got it. DeAndre Ayton, when they're probable and they get yanked at the last minute, that fucks me up more than I see a guy like Luka being out of there because they can put a spot number on that guy. And then we have to figure it out. And as I see this thing moving to 7.5, does kind of suggest that maybe Ayton doesn't play in this game, but I still think 7.5 is too many because of the amount of points that you've taken out of the OKC lineup side of things here. You can't get involved in that spot. If you're scared on the money line for the Lakers, then just take it with the 7.5 points out there. And look, should be a competitive game. It's at home for the Lakers. On top of that, remember the Lakers had that massive road trip, 8 straight games because of the Grammys. They've settled back in now at home, and they should be ready to run. Not only should they be ready to run, but again, with the players coming back, the chemistry coming back in the lineup, they're past that first and second game with Austin Reeves coming back in there. Now they're ready to go and try to close the gap in the standings and make a push here as they get close to that second half of the season. Jerry Davis is Navy -4 first half. Easy casher. I fucked myself up in that game. I had a -4.5. No, -5.5 on Navy. And I tied it to the +3.5 on the other side. But I do have the under. In this game. I have Navy and the under, as a matter of fact, for like a +215. So we're going to get to more of those plays. We're going to get more of turning shit into plus money opportunities here so that we can now with the analytics and the data, like that's how we closed off the NFL and put it up over 40 units. Start picking up 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, +350 parlays. Those things start adding up pretty quick. 3-leg parlay with money lines and forego anything else. It was a good NFL. I'm expecting the NBA to fire and finish strong as well. So I'm looking for a big second half. I'm going to take this Lakers and I'm going to go to the 76ers and the Trailblazers. My squad. I just talked about Embiid coming back. I like that these boys have been playing hard. I don't think they're going to, I don't know. I mean, I was looking at this game here tonight. The lines moved from 3.5. There's some 2.5s. There's a lot of 3s out there. 62% of the bets and 58% of the cash came in on the Sixers. And my first take was, you know what? Let me get involved with the Sixer squad because, you know, they're beating teams up. But Upon further review, the Trailblazers are a team that are kind of sneaky out there. Like, we know we want to fade the Sixers when they're at home, pretty much against any team. But Trailblazers have been playing pretty well against Eastern Conference opponents. They're 117-95 over the big bump out there. And teams that are above 500 on the road against Portland are 78-46 in the fade position. I told you guys, this team loves second leg of back-to-backs, and then the one spot that everybody knows to fade. Third game in 4 nights. Well, not if you're a Trailblazers player. Trailblazers are 10-4 in that scenario. So this team is kind of the opposites and zigging and zagging here, and I like it. I'm going to get involved here with the Trailblazers. I love my Sixers as much as, well, not as much as any other Philadelphia team, but I certainly don't say Sixers smash too much, Nasty Nate, but I do think in this case the Trailblazers can smash, and I think this is another one of those spots here. Let's go. Let's look at this parlay. Let me run this fucker up. Now that we're sitting here talking about it, let me take a look and see what these numbers can do for us here. This might be worth I told you guys it's funny how it worked out. I got the bonus. If you guys watched live on Saturday night, I got the bonus from DraftKings. Remember we played the what do you think they're going to give me game? Well, as long as I bet $5, they gave me a free 50. It was dog shit bonus. But okay. So I put the $5 on Barnard to score a touchdown. So now I got this free $50 sitting in the account. What I'm debating to do with it is how do we go about this thing here? So let's take a look. Oh man, you know who I kind of want to add to it as well? I'm going to put this in there, but I might take it out. Incarnate Word. They were favorites just 45 minutes ago. And if you remember, they're against Southeast Louisiana. Remember when I talked with C-Mac on Saturday about this? I was like, dude, I'm only playing Southeast Louisiana if they're getting like 7 points at home. They're now getting a point. Or actually, they're laying 2 points now. So kind of makes me want to get involved in that game out there. But let's see. Let's see. All right, we take the money line on Kansas. Then we roll into the NBA. We take the money line on the Hornets. Money line on the Lakers. And the money line on the Trailblazers. 34-1. So my free 50 will pay me $1,700, about $1,700. That's good enough for me. I feel pretty good about that number there. What do you guys think about that? What say you guys here? LALV says Reeves double. The Solution likes the Lakers money line. I like you guys being here rocking with me. I'll read this off to you guys one last time. Kansas money line, Charlotte Hornets money line, Lakers money line, Portland Trailblazers money line. No. Yeah, and that's it. That is, oh wow, this thing just dropped. Did you guys just bet this right now? Tell me you guys just bet this right now. Holy shit. It just went from almost 35-1 to 30. It's a little under 33-1 right now. Who's the culprit? Oh, the Hornets game. The Hornets game's getting whacked around a little bit here. Pogo sticking that Hornets spot. All right. That will do it tonight, boys and girls. Hope everybody has a glorious evening. I'll be back here to do it again with you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. for pregame, and you'll find my man Morning Steam with Ramon Scott, 9 a.m., giving you guys the info to help kick the day off. Where's the cash coming in overnight from Vegas? Remember, the first leg of the movement are those overnight limits being restricted. You tune in at 9 a.m. You hear what's going on out there as they get ready to take the limits off for 12 o'clock. That is the sharp betting window. You catch it with my guy, Ramon Scott, in the Morning Steam. And I'll be back here at 6 p.m. Break it down for you guys like pound trends, angles, put it all together, try to find out where we're going to get that cash. All I ask you guys to do is smash the thumbs up button and kindly, if you could go over to the Instagram side of things and give that a like for me. I know I'm asking a lot, but trying to grow this thing, you guys. Good news. We have effectively increased our views 35% over the last 28 days. So it's working. You guys are doing a great job. I want to thank you guys for smashing those thumbs up buttons. It's so important to give everybody a status update because that means, hey, more people coming in. We got 2 new subscribers today. So they're coming in. They're finding us here because you guys are doing your part. So I want to thank you for that. Let us do our part, give you guys these winning bets, and we'll get back after it tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. On behalf of the Sports Money Network.